All right, let's discuss the latest developments in Russia's war on Ukraine and efforts to deal with the mounting refugee crisis there with the president of World Help, an international humanitarian organization, Noel Yates, and Defense Priorities Senior Fellow, retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis. Great to have both of you on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Colonel, I want to start with you and ask what you make of our reporters, as many others from around the world are reporting that even though Russia seemed to suggest it was going to pull back some of its offensives in Kyiv, that there is still shelling and firing going on there.
Well, if you look carefully at what the Russians actually said, they said they were going to reduce the amount of violence used against Kiev and Chernihiv. They didn't say they were going to withdraw or that they would stop anything. They said they would reduce it. And, of course, they're the ones that get to decide what reduction actually means. But I think that the bigger issue is where those troops are going, because we do have reports from actually both sides that confirm that some troops are moving from there, but they're not moving away from the fight. They're just repositioning closer toward the east, where I think the biggest battle is actually beginning. And I think Russia's just making a tactical move to strengthen its position where it really thinks the fighting is going to be most severe.
In the meantime, millions of people are caught in the middle of this, many of them displaced, flooding to where they can get across safe borders, many of them dispersed within their own country. And Noel, I know your group is one of many that is trying to help in the region, and you guys specialize in partnering with people who are already there. You feel like they know the people and the situation the best. I want to play a little bit of video that you all have from some of the refugees that you've tried to work with.
You start living like this is the last day of your life. That brings a completely different dimension.
We have experienced 2 days of bombing, actually. Bombing is constant. To think about all the people who are left in Kharkiv, it's just breaks my heart all the time. And I just ask for God to be merciful to us.
And Noel, I've known you since college, and you are a very humble person, but you go into very dangerous places and try to help. Can you tell us about the efforts of World Help with Ukraine?
Yeah, thank you, Shannon. You know, as we're talking about peace talks here, you know, I think we can all agree that it's one thing what Russia says they're going to do, and it's quite another what they will do. And while we should be praying for peace, I think we also have an opportunity to do something. One of our partners on the ground said it so well. They said, we are believing for a miracle, but until that comes, we're doing small miracles each and every day for refugees. And I think that's really the story of World Help, and what we're all about is doing these small miracles and giving people the opportunity to be a part of those small miracles. Just one story I'll tell you. There was a couple our team met on the ground, Ivan and Anastasia. The bombs were literally dropping on their doorstep for 4 days. They had lost everything. They saw their business destroyed, their livelihood, no food, no heat, no water, electricity. The fighting stopped for about 5 minutes, and they saw their chance to escape. They grabbed their baby, ran to the car, and literally drove waving a white flag out the window. They put the baby between the mom's feet to keep her safe, and took them 3 days. The baby was so traumatized that every time it hears loud noises or any kind of excitement, she falls asleep as a defense mechanism. This is the trauma that these people are going through each and every day, story after story. And we may not be able to keep those bombs from dropping on their doorstep, but we can be a part of helping them. We can help them survive. And that's the work that World Help is doing in Ukraine and in the bordering countries around.
Yeah, and really in dangerous places all over the world. Noel, thank you to you and your team. We are praying for you for that. And Colonel, quickly, I want to ask you, you've heard what Noel has described and what we've heard from people around the world. Will there be accountability for war crimes in this situation?
You know, I mean, we'd all like to say yes, but the reality is it's going to be awfully difficult. And that's why I'm so outspoken, and I agree with her entirely that we need to do everything we can to get this war stopped as soon as possible, to end the destruction and end the killing. And then once that's done, then we can take a look and see about these war crimes.
And Noel, really quickly, can you tell us how people can donate if they want to help with what you guys are doing?
Yeah, every $35 is enough to help provide a week's worth of supplies for one refugee. You go to worldhelp.net Ukraine to get involved.
All right. Thank you both very much. Good to see you, and God bless your efforts.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.